From the NBA courts to the big screens, a Bridgeport woman is living her dreams. Coming up, we'll tell you her story and her latest experience on a Netflix dance show. So that means kids around here won't be able to swing on these swings or slide down those slides back there. You know that saying, boys will be boys? Well, that's kind of what started all of this. A couple of friends were jumping off of this pier into the water on Monday. What one of them didn't realize is that he ended up losing one of these in there. Starting Monday, you won't be hearing or seeing any of these pass by here at the East Norwalk train station. Why you want to make sure these are out of sight and out of your hand. Police are cracking down on distracted driving. I'll tell you how much it could cost you. How Fairfield University is showing its students to make responsible choices before and when they're behind the wheel. Just let myself go. All right, let it go like in Frozen. Okay, this is... What better way to cool off than visiting a splash pad? There is a light behind the camera. I can't see that. I can't see a thing with these on. Sort of a little Italy being made here in this plaza on Westport Avenue in Norwalk. Edward F. Burke now has a new American flag waving next to his tombstone, and that's thanks to scouts in Westport. As you can see, there literally is no way in or out. So right now, he really just wants answers. The pink carpet, pink blazer, pink balloons, pink lights. We're here for the Barbie movie. Take a walk around this Stamford neighborhood, and around the block, you'll find a little blue box, a Blockbuster box. 23-year-old Enrique Rivas Castillo of Ansonia jumping from the I-95 overpass and landing right around here. Shelves here at the food bank of Lower Fairfield County are usually stacked by this time of year, but right now that's just not the case. Sharing the memories they had with them, the good laughs they had with him, and the good times and the bad times that they had, but every single anecdote that I heard so far right before we stepped out was that he pulled through. You know that saying, boys will be boys? Well, that's kind of what started all of this. A couple of friends were jumping off of this pier into the water on Monday. What one of them didn't realize is that he ended up losing one of these in there. Robert Brenner spends his days searching for things.
The more that I find and the more that I do, the more that I love it.
As an archaeologist, Walnut Beach isn't typically his searching grounds. Bottle cap.
Another bottle cap.
But when he heard a family was on their third day of a searching expedition by the pier.
A friend of mine tagged me on Facebook in a group, and I was like, all right, you know what, I'll reach out to her right away.
He knew he could help. Lindsay Beaneck and her son had no luck finding that Apple Watch he lost on Monday.
So we were down here, and I think it was, what do we say, 17 poles down.
Searching in the water during low tide.
It was like freezing cold.
And when her sister joined the search on Wednesday, she also came out empty-handed.
Her anniversary ring fell in and was gone.
But once Robert took charge on Thursday evening...
So the first target actually was really deep.
It only took him less than 10 minutes to find both.
And the ring was right on top of it, like found instantly.
Sticking out of like a big clump of mud. It couldn't have been more perfect.
Robert's knack for finding things may be good.
You got a penny.
Oh, nice.
It's a penny more than I had before. All right, I'll take it.
But the expression from everyone in this happy ending was the real treasure found.
But how excited and how grateful she was to find that ring.
Truly showing that Milford is the small city with a big heart.
You never know if people are going to be appreciative when you take the time out of your day to do stuff.
Oh, gosh.
And you guys were like over the top. You guys are awesome too.
We were so thankful, so thank you again.
Robert wants to continue to help anyone find their lost treasures, no matter how big or how small it might be. In Milford, Angelica Toruno, News 12 Connecticut.
Local state of emergency. Angelica, what have you seen so far, boots to the ground?
Yeah, I mean, behind me, crews have been here all day cleaning up debris, including a ton of mud that just came down the street here on Main Street South. And there's a lot going on in just that section. There's a car that got pushed from waters into that barrier that goes by the river underneath. There's also a dumpster, and that whole plaza over there full of mud still. This is ongoing, as I said, all day, and this is just one of the sites that are going on around town.
There's no one in that car. That car's been abandoned.
A car floating down into Southbury Engine 5.
We're in trouble now.
A restless day for all first responders in Southbury who were forced to call in more help as the town called a local state of emergency.
2 a.m. in the morning, we had some sort of dam or log jam let loose, came through, flooded the center of town again, activated swift water team again. They came in, we mitigated the problem, we dealt with propane tanks that were leaking.
About 50 campers from Kettletown Park were also rescued.
And they were able to ferry people from the campsite back to the boat launch and bring them to the shelter here at the firehouse.
All around town, more cars stuck in rapid waters and mud. The owner of this sitco saw how Main Street South filled with water, but luckily didn't reach them.
No, I've been in business here for 15 years. I've never seen this. I mean, people that live here, they've never seen ever.
Another resident took a walk to see how her town held up.
Usually, you see this somewhere else, not where you live. So it is really surprising that this happens.
And while the rain may have subsided, calls for first responders have not stopped.
Fire alarms with power coming back on as the center of town lost power. We've also been dealing with stranded motorists, people wanting to get out of their homes.
The fire department is also asking people to be mindful and alert as to how close they're using generators to their home, because that can also mean carbon monoxide poisoning, and they don't want that. In Southbury, Angelica Toruno, News 12 Connecticut.